a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy.
Rich Swann. Richard Allen Swann is an American professional wrestler. He is known for his work in WWE, where he is a former one-time WWE Cruiserweight Champion. Swann is also known for his work on the American independent circuit for promotions such as Evolve, Full Impact Pro, and Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. He has also worked for promotions like Chikara, Combat Zone Wrestling, Dragon Gate USA and Jersey All Pro Wrestling. He is a former two-time FIP World Heavyweight Champion and one-time Open the United Gate, Open the Owarai Gate and Open the Triangle Gate champion. Early life. Richard Allen Swann was born in Baltimore, Maryland, on February 15, 1991. Swann's father was killed by his girlfriend when Swann was 12 years old. His mother died when he was 16, after which Swann fell in with a rough crowd and began using cocaine. However, after his supplier died of a heart attack, Swann, with help from his aunt, stopped using cocaine, got an apartment, and finished high school. Early career. Swann originally started training professional wrestling at the age of 14 in 2005 under Adam Flash, Darren Wise and Ray Alexander in York, Pennsylvania. He made his debut in 2008, working under the ring names Rich Money and El Negro Mysterio. Swann's influences include Psychosis, Eddie Guerrero, Chavo Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Rob Van Dam, Jerry Lynn, Super Crazy and the Hardy Boys. Combat Zone Wrestling, 2009-2013. In 2009, Swann began training under DJ Hyde, Drew Gulak, Ruckus and Sabian at Combat Zone Wrestling's training school and made his debut for the promotion on May 9, 2009, wrestling in a dark match, where he was defeated by Sabian. Swann made his main card debut on June 13 with a win over Chris Halo. On October 10, Swann entered a tournament to determine the inaugural CZW Wired TV champion. After a win over Joe Gacy, he was eliminated by Adam Cole in his second-round match on November 14. On January 30, 2010, Swann formed the Irish Drive B tag team with Ryan McBride, defeating the Spanish Armada in their first match together. After a win over the Switchblade Conspiracy on February 13, Swann and McBride were granted a shot at the CZW World Tag Team Championship on March 13 but were defeated by the Best Around. Afterwards, Irish Drive B earned victorious over teams like Notorious Inc., the Garden State Gods, and Team Action. On August 7, Swann unsuccessfully challenged Drew Gulak for the CZW Wired TV Championship. On September 10, Swann and McBride entered a tournament to determine the new CZW World Tag Team Champions, defeating Team Action in their first-round match. However, on November 13, they were eliminated from the tournament in the semi-finals by Philly's Most Wanted. On January 7, 2011, the Irish Drive B was defeated by the Runaways in what would turn out to be the team's final match together, after twice failing to qualify for the Best of the Best X tournament and unsuccessfully challenging Adam Cole for the CZW World Junior Heavyweight Championship. Swann was looking to restart his CZW career, but on May 14, 2011, suffered another loss against Alex Colon. After the match, Robbie Marino, Ruckus and Chrissy Rivera entered the ring and announced they were reforming Blackout, before offering both Swann and Colon spots in the stable, which both accepted. With his new partners, Swann formed a new, exciting, and popular version of one of CZW's most accomplished groups. After a 6-month break from CZW, during which Swann supposedly represented Blackout in Japan, Swann returned to the promotion on November 12, when he, and Ruckus defeated Alex Payne, Joe Garcia, and Ryan Slater in a 6-man tag team match. On January 14, 2012, Swann received another shot at the CZW World Junior Heavyweight Championship, but was unable to dethrone Sami Callihan. During 2012, Swann began spending more and more time in Japan, resulting in his time with Blackout being short-lived, as early in the year, Alex and Chrissy Rivera quit Blackout to form the new FIP Loco stable. After another 7-month break from CZW, Swann returned to the promotion on August 11, losing to newcomer Shane Strickland in a singles match. The two had a rematch on September 8, where Strickland was again victorious. After the match, Swann offered to shake Strickland's hand, but then laid him out with a spin kick. On November 10, Swann first unsuccessfully challenged Misada for the CZW World Heavyweight Championship during an afternoon show, and later in the evening, also failed to capture the CZW Wire TV Championship from Fox in a 4-way match, which also included Lucky 13 and rival Shane Strickland. Swann and Strickland had their third singles match against each other on December 8 at Cage of Death 14, where Swann was able to pick up his first win over the newcomer. Swann received another shot at the CZW Wire TV Championship on February 9, 2013. At CZW's 14th anniversary show, but was again defeated by Fox, Dragon Gate USA and Evolve 2010-2015. On July 24, 2010, Swann made his debut for Dragon Gate USA, defeating Scott Reed at the tapings of the Enter the Dragon 2010 pay-per-view. On September 11, Swann made his debut for Dragon Gate USA's close affiliate, Evolve, taking part in a 6-way match, which was won by Johnny Gargano. Swann returned to Dragon Gate USA during the September 25–26 weekend, taking part in 4-way and 6-way matches won by Chuck Taylor and Brody Lee, respectively. On October 29 at Bushido, Code of the Warrior, Dragon Gate USA's first live internet pay-per-view, Swann was defeated in a singles match by Homicide. Following the match, Swann was approached by Austin Aries, who offered to take him under his wing as his new protege. However, after Aries was defeated by Masato Yoshino, Swann seemingly turned down his offer. Later that same event, Swann, Chuck Taylor and Johnny Gargano attacked CIMA and Ricochet, before announcing that they were not joining any of Dragon Gate USA's established stables, but were instead forming a new one named Ronin. The villainous Ronin stable wrestled their first match together at the following day's Freedom Fight 2010 pay-per-view, defeating Aries, Genki Horiguchi, and Ricochet in a 6-man tag team match. On January 28, 2011, at United NYC, Swann was defeated by Aries in a singles match. During that same weekend, Ronin started a rivalry with the Blood Warriors, a new villainous stable led by CIMA, effectively ending Ronin's run as villains. On March 1, Swann and the rest of the Ronin stable started their first tour of Japan with Dragon Gate USA's parent promotion, Dragon Gate. During the tour, which lasted until March 15, Ronin worked mainly in matches against the Blood Warriors. On April 3, at Open the Ultimate Gate 2011, Austin Aries, who had just lost a match where he had put his Dragon Gate USA career on the line, feigned passing the torch to his former rivals in Ronin, but instead ended up turning on them and joining Blood Warriors. On June 3 at Fearless 2011, Swann was defeated in a singles match by Blood Warriors leader CIMA. following interference from Aries. 2 days later at Enter the Dragon 2011, Swann and Gargano teamed with Masato Yoshino in a 6-man elimination tag team match, where they defeated Blood Warriors representatives Austin Aries, Brody Lee and CIMA. On June 8, 2011, Swann, without Chuck Taylor and Johnny Gargano, started his second tour of Dragon Gate. During the tour, Swann aligned himself with Blood Warriors' rival stable, Junction 3. On July 24, Swann unsuccessfully challenged Naoki Tanizaki for the Blood Warriors' authorized Open the Brave Gate Championship. On August 6, Swann and Junction 3 stablemate Gamma entered the 2011 Summer Adventure Tag League, but were eliminated in their first-round match by Blood Warriors representatives Naruki Doi and Yasushi Kanda. During the tour, Swann also got to show his comedic side, first working under the ring name Richard Chikara, and then as Swan Hansen, in a match on November 5, where he defeated Stalker Ichikawa for the Open the Owarai Gate Championship, Dragon Gate's comedy wrestling title. In mid-November, Swann returned to the United States for a week to take part in Dragon Gate USA events. During the events, Swann, Chuck Taylor and Johnny Gargano began having problems with each other. On November 13 at Freedom Fight 2011, Swann earned a big win when he pinned Blood Warriors member Akira Tozawa in a tag team match, where he and Chuck Taylor faced Tozawa and BXB Hulk. 6 days later, Swann returned to Japan and Dragon Gate. The tour lasted until Dragon Gate's final event of 2011 on December 25, during which Swann and Junction 3 stablemates Dragon Kid and Gamma unsuccessfully challenged KZY, Naruki Doi and Naoki Tanizaki for the Open the Triangle Gate Championship. After the match, Tanizaki attacked Swann and stole his Open the Owarai Gate Championship belt, which was later vacated as a result. Swann returned to Dragon Gate in February 2012 and on February 9, took part in a 14-man tag team match, where Blood Warriors defeated Junction 3, which, as a result, was forced to disband. The following month, Swann aligned himself with the New World One International stable to oppose Mad Blankey, the former Blood Warriors taken over and renamed by Akira Tozawa. On March 29, Swann made another short return to the United States, taking part in a Dragon Gate USA and CZW co-promoted event, which saw Ronan being defeated by Mad Blankey representatives Akira Tozawa, BXB Hulk, and UHAA Nation in a 3-way trios match, which also included the DUF trio of Eric Cannon, Pinky Sanchez and Sami Callihan. During the following days Open the Ultimate Gate 2012 pay-per-view, Chuck Taylor turned on Johnny Gargano, effectively ending Ronan. On March 31, at Mercury Rising 2012, Swann took part in a 6-way Chuck Taylor Invitational match, which was won by El Generico. Later that same event, Swann saved Johnny Gargano from Chuck Taylor, chasing his former stablemate out of the arena. In April, Swann returned to Dragon Gate for another tour, during which he again made appearances as Swan Hansen. On July 28, Swann defeated Chuck Taylor via disqualification in a Dragon Gate USA grudge match. The following day at Enter the Dragon 2012, Swann and World One International stablemate Ricochet were defeated by R. Fox and CIMA in a match for the vacant Open the United Gate Championship. On November 2 at Fearless 2012, Swann pinned Chuck Taylor for the win in a 6-man Captain's Fall tag team match, where he teamed with Ark and CIMA and Taylor with his new Gentlemen's Club stablemates Drew Gulak and Orange Cassidy. 2 days later at Freedom Fight 2012, Swann defeated Taylor in a no disqualification match. On February 14, 2013, Swann returned to Dragon Gate, teaming with Masato Yoshino in a tag team match, where they defeated Jimmy Kagetora and Jimmy Kanda. On March 3, Swann teamed with World 1 International stablemates Naruki Doi and Shachihoko Boy to defeat the Jimmies for the Open the Triangle Gate Championship. On May 10, Swann entered his first King of Gate tournament, but was eliminated in his first round match by Genki Horiguchi. On June 1, Swann received a shot at the Open the Brave Gate Championship, but was defeated by the defending champion, Masato Yoshino. On June 5, Swann, Doi and Shachihoko lost the Open the Triangle Gate Championship to M2K and they were second title defense. On July 28 at Enter the Dragon 2013, Dragon Gate USA's 4th anniversary event, Swann teamed up with his World 1 International stablemate Ricochet to unsuccessfully challenge the Young Bucks for the Open the United Gate Championship. On September 22 at Evolve 24, Swann unsuccessfully challenged former Ronin stablemate Johnny Gargano for the Open the Freedom Gate Championship. The rivalry between Swann and Gargano culminated in an Evolution's End match on August 10, 2014, where Swann was victorious. Post-match, Swann was attacked by the Premier Athlete brand of Anthony Nese, Caleb Conley and Su Yung, leading to Gargano returning to the ring and chasing the three away. On September 13, Swann received his first shot at the Evolve Championship, but was defeated by the defending champion, Drew Galloway. On January 10, 2015, Swann, Chuck Taylor, and Johnny Gargano reformed Ronin and defeated the Bravado Brothers and Moose in a match where the losing team had to split up. On April 18, Swann and Gargano defeated Anthony Nese and Caleb Conley to win the Open the United Gate Championship. On May 30, Ronin successfully defended the title against Drew Gulak and Tracy Williams. After the match, Gargano announced they were retiring the Open the United Gate Championship, since Dragon Gate was the past, and demanded the creation of the Evolve Tag Team Championship. On August 15, Swann turned on Gargano, costing him his match against Ethan Page. Swann would defeat Gargano the next night after interference from Page.
Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?